Jaya Radha Madhav Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhav Kunja Bihari
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to yet another fascinating episode of Pariprashna. So, in today's episode, that is episode number 29, after discussing in 808 verses, that is including the last two chapters, so many extraordinary pastimes, prayers, and deep philosophy, we are now at the turning point of Srimad Bhagavatam. So, today we intend to discuss the last two chapters, chapter 18 and chapter 19. So, chapter 18 is titled Maharaj Parikshit Cursed by a Brahmana Boy, and chapter 19 is the divine appearance of Sukadeva Goswami. So, how Maharaj Parikshit is going to get cursed, and how he is going to embrace renunciation and prepare for the final leg, the final phase of his spiritual journey. All this and more we are going to discuss today, as always, by way of inquiring from His Holiness Bhakti Padma Saurabh Pracharak Swami Maharaj. So, Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
So, Maharaj, in the last discussion, in the previous episode, we discussed how Maharaj Parikshit was such a powerful, righteous king that he was able to even stop Kali from entering. So, he was very successful in chastising Kali. He gave 4+1 different places where Kali could reside. And on top of that, we saw how he restored the 3 lost legs of Dharma the bull. And under his rule, Mother Earth was also flourishing. But yet, in this chapter, we see that Maharaj Parikshit is facing a climax, a turning point in his own personal life. So, here, Sukadeva Goswami is describing. I would like to quote a few shlokas from chapter number 18, starting from the 24th verse. एकदा धनुरुद्यम्य विचरन् मृगयां वने मृगान् अनुगतः श्रान्तः क्षुदितस्त्रिषितो भृशम् जलाशयम् अचक्षाणः प्रविशेष तमाश्रमम् ददर्श मुनिमासीनं शान्तं मीलितलोचनम्. Once upon a time, Maharaj Parikshit, while engaged in hunting in the forest with bow and arrows, became extremely fatigued, hungry, and thirsty while following the stags. While searching for a reservoir of water, he entered the hermitage of the well-known Shamik Rishi and saw the sage sitting silently with closed eyes. So the next few shlokas describe the scene very visually. The Muni's sense organs, breath, mind, and intelligence were all restrained from material activities, and he was situated in a trance apart from the three: wakefulness, dream, and unconsciousness, having achieved a transcendental position qualitatively equal with the Supreme Absolute. And here's the translation for 27th verse. The sage in meditation was covered by the skin of a stag, and long compressed hair was scattered all over him. The king, whose palate was dry from thirst, asked him for water. The king, not received by any formal welcome by means of being offered a seat, place, water, and sweet addresses, considered himself neglected, and so thinking, he became angry. So, Maharaj, just pausing here, seems like there is a repetitive pattern here. When we flip the pages of various scriptures, we see whether Maharaj Parikshit mistaking Shamik Rishi's trance as a way of disrespect for him, or it could be Daksha Prajapati mistaking Lord Shiva not getting up upon his arrival while he was immersed in his own meditational trance, or whether it was, I believe, Agastya Rishi. He also got offended when Maharaj Indradyumna did not receive him properly when he was also in trance. So, what is this pattern here? Why are they mistaking when great devotees are in trance as a way of arrogance or disrespect and offense?
So, the subject matter is seemingly the same, but different. Daksha's arrogance of not able to identify Shiva's greatness is not the same as Parikshit Maharaj's so-called arrogance of not able to identify Shamik Rishi's strength.
Okay.
Because of the reaction. Parikshit Maharaj, when he got reaction, of the curse by Shringi, though he was capable enough to counteract the curse because of his being very powerful, but still he accepted it as Krishna's wish.
Okay.
So, on the other hand, you have Daksha, who arrogance increased. He developed hatred for Shiva. Rather, Parikshit Maharaj did not develop hatred neither for Shamik Rishi nor his son Shringi. Rather, he thought it is the plan of Krishna. A person like me, how did I get so much thirst and hunger? And that too, how is it possible that I could not tolerate? Then he thought there must be some plan of Krishna. So when he was cursed, when Parikshit Maharaj got to know about the curse, he did not counter curse, though he could have. He could have subdued the curse by his powers. He did not do it. He thought to himself, Yad bhavyam tad bhavantu bhagavad purva karmanu rupam. Whatever is there in my previous karma, let it happen accordingly.
Okay.
So it is in my karma, it is the will of the Lord. So Parikshit Maharaj used his so-called arrogance and the reaction for his arrogance as the will of the Lord. And he took that as an opportunity to surrender to Krishna. Whereas Daksha, he took that as an opportunity to offend more and offend more and offend more. He got a goat's head, whereas Parikshit Maharaj went back to Godhead. The same way, Agastya also. It is by the will of the Lord, because Krishna wants the King Indradumna to be delivered and to show to the entire world, anybody who performs my bhakti will not forget the prayer, what he has done in the previous life. So when Agastya cursed him to be an elephant, there King Indradumna, he became an elephant and he chanted Gajendra Moksha prayers and he got delivered. So whenever certain things happen in our life which are not under our control, which we never intended, we should understand that there is a hand of Krishna behind it. So if you are able to understand there's a hand of Krishna, so even your mistakes will become the cause of your surrender. Will become a cause of you progressing in Krishna consciousness. So everything becomes perfect in Krishna consciousness. Even mistakes becomes perfect in Krishna consciousness. So that makes you humble. Sometimes it is a fall down of a devotee happens. Why? Because Krishna wants such a fall down to happen so that he becomes humble. Vihada Vichain Rasagrahojana. In the Narada Samvada, there is a beautiful verse which says that it so happens that one devotee who, by some reason or other, he falls down from his position. Then he is thinking, I lost my position. How wonderful it was when I was a devotee. Upaguhanam. He constantly thinks of that time when he was embraced the lotus feet of Mukunda. And now he cries, Oh Lord, that I have a desire to perform bhakti. Earlier he was saying, Krishna, I am doing that. I am chanting. I am worshipping. I am serving. Krishna says, yes, serve, chant, dhad. So Krishna wants to show actually it is not you who are chanting, it is I who is making you chant. It is I who is making you serve. So he wants to remove the contamination which of ahankara, which the devotee has. So every prasanga, seemingly it may be same, but it is different. It has a different flavor. So they cannot, Parikshit Maharaj's arrogance towards Samikrishi
Mm-hmm.
can never be compared to Daksha's arrogance of Lord Shiva.
Okay.
Arrogance towards Lord Shiva.
Okay.
Why? Because of the reaction. Palena Parichiyate.
Mm-hmm.
Daksha got goat head, and here Parikshit Maharaj got what? Spiritual head.
Mm.
He got spiritual head. He got the Bhagavatam.
Mm.
Daksha was made to drink the bitter juice of infamy, but Parikshit Maharaj drank Samalayam.
Mm. Mm.
So everything has to be seen in the proper perspective, not just the external story. So there is a philosophy behind the story. That is why you should know Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, Rasa Tattva. It is not just knowing Krishna stories. Krishna stories have to be known from the point of view of Rasa Tattva.
Brilliant, Maharaj. Very nice perspective. So, Maharaj, in this context, how can we as practicing devotees be careful in dealing with other devotees? Because we don't know the devotees at what level of advancement they are. So, we don't want to make the mistake of wrongly, falsely assuming certain things. So, how can we safeguard ourselves?
The first concern should be about oneself.
Okay.
How advanced I am, or how much I am advancing in Krishna consciousness, that is more important than somebody else's advancement. Until that person's advancement is, you are responsible for it. You are a spiritual master, a spiritual guide. Okay. So we have enough to think about ourselves and rectify ourselves. And why at all think of somebody else's faults? Because everybody is struggling, and we have enough struggle. And if possible, we can try to help in others' struggle, not to complicate others and our own struggle. So better be concerned about our own. Look at yourself in the mirror, rather than looking at somebody else. Because if you look at somebody else, then you will only see faults. Because Kalau Doshanide Rajan. In the age of Kali Yuga is Doshanide. It is full of faults. And how can you expect some good qualities to exist in the age of Kali? But if that person is chanting Kirtanadeva Krishnasya, then you should be sure that one day or the other he will rectify. Whenever some issues used to come to our spiritual master, my spiritual master, he used to hear the entire problem and would just ask one question: are you chanting? Then the devotee would say, I am chanting. Sometimes he would say, initially devotee would say, I am not able to chant 16 rounds. He would ask, are you chanting? Then he would say, yes, Maharaj, 4 rounds. Fine. Krishna will take care of it. Don't worry, go. That was the solution. Sometimes when devotee would bring a serious complaint about the other devotee, and then talk so much ill about the devotee, they are all facts. Then my Guru Maharaj asked one question to him: is he chanting? Yes, Maharaj, I saw him chanting. He comes from Mangalarti and chants. Then fine, over. I'll take care of him. You go. That's all. So, Kalau Doshanide Rajan Nasti Eko Mahan Guna Itnadi Krishnasya. Chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamana, if he is practicing bhakti, Yasyasti Bhaktir Bhagavat Chakanchana Sarvair Gunes Tatra Samasate Sudha. All the gunas will manifest in one day or the other. When it will happen, how much gunas will come, that is between him, his Guru and Krishna. We have no business. Like in the other house, husband and wife are fighting. The brothers are fighting. You have nothing to do with that. If they come to you, you can give an advice. But don't think that you have a solution, because though there is a Ramayana going on in the next house, neighbor's house, there is Mahabharata going on in your house. So be concerned about your Mahabharata.
Very nice. So Maharaj, here it is said, Parikshit Maharaj was afflicted by fatigue, thirst, hunger. So do great devotees also get afflicted by such bodily discomfort? And here in this context, is it simply because Maharaj Parikshit's physical discomfort, or is there a deeper thing going on? You did allude that saying that this is divine will of Krishna. So if you can please throw some light on this.
Definitely, a pure devotee, is it that he doesn't have a headache? Yes, he has a headache. Definitely, a pure devotee wants to preach Krishna consciousness, and then he has many disciples like me, then it will be headache. Having such disciples who are foolish will create a headache. That is why Sukadeva Goswami clearly says that Drishte Svabhavajanite Rapushcha Doshere Gangambasam Nabukkalu Budbada Fena Bankaihi Brahma Dhrotva Apagachati Nila Dharmai. Drishte Svabhavajanite Rapushcha Doshere. Na Prakritvam Bhakta Janasya Pashyet. Don't see a devotee from the material perspective. Like sometimes Ganga is so-called polluted by the rainy water. And it has got bubbles. When rainwater flows, bubbles. Bubbled water is inauspicious. It's contaminated. You may say, soda, I'll drink and then be happy with it. But that will spoil your intestines. So, bubbled water bubbles is contaminated. That Sukadeva Goswami says, if it is Ganga, even though Budbula Fena Pankaihi, there is foam, there is bubble, it is not contaminated because Brahma Dravatvam, Ganga is spiritual. It cannot be contaminated. The song, Ram, Teri Ganga, Meri Ho Gayi. Tumhari dimag meri hui hai. Ganga will never become Mary. These useless, idiotic songs create this kind of anti-Hindu, or if somebody is a Hindu, they create that your Hinduism is like that. How can Ganga be Mary? So, in the same way, devotees, even though this prakritam, from the material point of view, there are defects, but still, they are pure. It is not that a pure devotee doesn't feel hungry. It is not that a pure devotee doesn't have a headache. But none of these things will affect their bhakti to Krishna. That is how you define a person as a pure devotee. Not because that he doesn't speak only, or he doesn't eat only. Pure devotee doesn't eat. Maybe he may be having constipation. So, he's a pure devotee. Because he is sitting at one place. He doesn't even go anywhere. He may be having some problem with the legs. So, don't define pure devotee by prakrita, means external circumstance. You can define a pure devotee only by one who is not affected by the external circumstances. So here Parikshit Maharaj, he not only felt hungry and thirsty, but he was affected by it by the will of Krishna. So this is a speciality with Parikshit Maharaj. You cannot say, oh, Parikshit Maharaj also became angry. He would have said, what is wrong and I become angry? No. Parikshit Maharaj, when he was cursed for becoming angry like this, he took the curse as a will of Krishna. So Parikshit Maharaj doing this activity is also will of Krishna. It is a Krishna Leela, not your Leela. So you cannot just stamp everything and say, oh, by the will of the Lord, I abuse the devotee. No, it is your will.
So Maharaj, from this one momentary lapse, a seeming mistake on Maharaj Parikshit's front, so from just this one incident, three monumental outcomes happen. One is that Maharaj Parikshit goes back home, back to Godhead by preparing for his departure. And the second is it becomes a means for Srimad Bhagavatam to be spoken for the welfare of the entire humanity for eternity to come. And then there is the entrance of Kali also, because Kali was stopped by Maharaj Parikshit. He was not able to spread his influence, but now he starts spreading his influence all over. So how does divine orchestration of Krishna bring about these things? Like with one seeming mistake, all these monumental things are coming about.
So that is the beauty of Krishna's management. In one action, he accomplishes many tasks. Krishna's appearance. Now, Krishna is going to appear as Sri Chaitanya. So when he appears as Sri Chaitanya, there are many reasons why he appears. And all the reasons are accomplished just by the one action of his appearance. You take any pastime of Krishna or any pastime in Bhagavatam, you will find one pastime has many teachings, many inferences. So this pastime, you can go on taking hundreds of teachings, not just the hundreds. But the primary thing is from the perspective of this world, external meaning, and there is internal. The external purpose of this pastime happening is that Krishna wants to give Bhagavatam to everyone. Number two, internal thing is Krishna wants to relish the glory of his devotee. So one from the point of view of the world, which is benefited, that is called external reason. Other from the point of view of Krishna. He wants to relish the glory of his devotee. He wants to see his devotee's glory. And how long would Krishna allow his pure devotee to be in this world? He wants to bring his devotee back. So, as much as Krishna has a plan for Parikshit to bring him back to him, Krishna has a plan for me, you, and each and every one of us. Krishna has a plan. So, what is the plan? What is the purpose of the plan? To bring me closer to Krishna, bring me to him, to his abode. And for that, Krishna is making all arrangements. Everything which happens in our life, whether it is an accident, whether it is a lottery, whether it is a marriage, whether it is a divorce, whether it is getting a new house or an earthquake, whether getting a new job or losing everything in your business. Why Krishna gave that thing? One aspect is because it is your karma. That is from your side. But from Krishna's side, there is an opportunity for you to surrender to him and go back to him. These are actually steps. Every incident which happens in your life is a step for you to climb up and go to Krishna. If you don't see the steps, which are the steps for going back to Krishna, and look up and then see, climb up, what will you do? Blinded, you stumble and fall down. The fall down is actually not fall down. Fall down is actually not able to see Krishna in your fall down.
Beautiful.
Failure is actually not a failure. Failure is not able to see Krishna's hand in your failure.
Very beautiful, Maharaj. Very profound. So, Maharaj, moving from scene 1 to scene 2. So, scene 1 was that Parikshit entered Shami Krishi's ashram and he did not receive hospitality. He got seemingly angry and he placed a dead snake around the neck of Shami Krishi. So, we are moving to scene 2 now. How this news is relayed to the son of Shami Krishi, that is Shringi. So, I'm moving to the 32nd verse. तस्य पुत्रोऽति तेजस्वी विहरन् बालकोर्बकैः राज्ञाघं प्रापितं तातं श्रुत्वा तत्रेदमब्रवीत्. The sage had a son who was very powerful, being a Brahmana's son. While he was playing with inexperienced boys, he heard of his father's distress, which was occasioned by the king. Then and there, the boy spoke as follows. So I'll read the translation of the next few verses. The Brahmana's son Shringi said, "Oh, just look at the sins of the rulers who, like crows and watchdogs at the door, perpetrate sins against their masters contrary to the principles governing servants." 34th verse translation. The descendants of the kingly orders are definitely designated as watchdogs, and they must keep themselves at the door. On what grounds can dogs enter the house and claim to dine with the master on the same plate? After the departure of Lord Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead and supreme ruler of everyone, these upstarts have flourished, our protector being gone. Therefore, I myself shall take up this matter and punish them. Just witness my power. 36th verse. The son of the Rishi, his eyes red hot with anger, touched the water of the river Kaushika while speaking to his playmates and discharged the following thunderbolt of words. And such an important verse, 37th. The Brahmana's son cursed the king thus: "On the seventh day from today, a snake bird will bite the most wretched one of that dynasty, Maharaja Parikshit, because of his having broken the laws of etiquette by insulting my father." So let's pause here, Maharaj, and analyze this scene a little bit. So this boy Shringi, he's just 7 years old, but he's a Brahmana. He's the son of this great Rishi, Shamik Rishi. So first of all, what is the power of a Brahmana's words? Whether it's a blessing or a curse.
Before I get into the subject of power, one we should know, being powerful in this world is nothing. Even Ravana was powerful.
Okay.
Even Hiranyakashipu was powerful. So what is important is how are you going to use the power? In whose hand this power is there? So Shringi was definitely powerful.
Okay.
But he was not matured enough to handle that power. So just because somebody is powerful, that doesn't mean he's somebody great. What is important is a value system.
Okay.
Not power, not brute power. But in the age of Kali, people don't value values. So those who have values are the only people who should be powerful. So Shringi, that is where the Kali Yuga started. Misuse of power. Kali Yuga means, in simple words, if you want to present, it is misuse of power.
Yeah.
Where did it start? From a Brahmana boy. So he was not able to understand the glory of Parikshit. And what did he do? He misused his Brahma Teja. It is not that he was not powerful. He was powerful. Otherwise, how can he come to know that something like it happened? With his Devi Drishti also he saw that. Then he cursed. So, being powerful is not everything. To have the value systems so that you can use the power for others' protection. Krishna has given a particular kind of power to a particular person. If somebody has the power of money, power of physical strength, somebody has got administrative power, somebody has got power of speech, somebody has power of knowledge, all these powers, all these energies should be used paropakara evartha, for paropakara, others' benefit. It is meant to protect others. But here he misused the power. That is the problem.
Okay. So Maharaj, here the way Shringi reacts, it reminds me of 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 4th shloka, where Krishna starts describing Asuri qualities. Dambo, Dharpo, Abhimanascha. In that shloka, Krishna also talks about Parushyam. So Parushyam, Prabhupada writes in the word to word meaning harshness. So I was thinking that perhaps this is a reflection of inner harshness of Shringi, where he is impulsive in the way he reacts to this whole news that he gets. And the punishment, the quote unquote punishment he awards to Parikshit is so disproportionate. First of all, it was not a mistake, but even if it was a mistake from Maharaj Parikshit, this is like really extreme kind of step he takes. So if we just, and the kind of words that he's using, he's a crow and a watchdog and this and that and so many things, the kind of words he's using. So this emotional response, this egoistical response from Shringi, if you can say something about this.
So in the modern terminology, in management courses, they talk about the reactive response,
Yes.
proactive response.
Uh-huh.
So definitely, it's a good point to discuss that there should be no reactive response. There should be always a proactive response. Shringi did a reactive response. That's the problem. This reactive response leads to fatality, becomes fatal. Family becomes fatal. Lot of things happen. You find that people, they lose their trust in others because of your reactive response. Now, sometimes people say, I'm very frank. Andar se bahar se ek hoon. I'm a very frank person. So, on the name of being frank, if you do reactive response, you are no better than a dog. Because when you go to somebody's house who has a pet dog, what does the dog do?
Bark.
It doesn't ask, where are you, who are you? Just respond without even talking to the person. But a human being in the house, he opens the door and says, can I have who you are? And then, after inquiring, then the response. So that is the distinction between a reactive response and a proactive response. One who does reactive response is a dog. One who does proactive response is an intelligent human being. Yeah.
Okay. So Maharaj, what is the role of false ego in the way we respond? Here, Shringi takes so much offense. In fact, he was not insulted. His father was, but he takes it so personally.
See, son is the expansion of the father. There is no difference in father and son. There is nothing wrong in a son getting angry when father is insulted. But here we are talking about whom? A son of a brahmana. A brahmana means you're supposed to be very responsible. And brahmana should be very tolerant. So Shringi, Shamik Rishi's son Shringi, he was born in a Brahmin family. He has been bestowed by so much of power, Brahma Shakti, Brahma Tejas. Then he did not have the quality to hold. The quality to hold power is tolerance. That is why the power to order somebody, hang him till death, that is killing a person, is tamoguna. Destruction is tamoguna. But the powers to use the tamoguna is given to a person who is very much in sattva.
Okay.
Lord Shiva is in charge of tamoguna because he is very much in sattva.
Interesting.
A judge is given the power to sentence a person to death because he is very matured and very responsible. So, power is given only to a person who is having that sense of responsibility and maturity. That means he is situated in mode of goodness. So, that is the problem.
Okay.
He lost his sense of goodness.
Mm.
So he was very powerful.
Mm.
He forgot. It is only by the cooperation between the Brahmanas and the Kshatriyas that he will maintain its sanity.
Mm-hmm.
So Parashuram also became very aggressive in Kshatriyas. So there is kala between Kshatriyas and the Brahmanas, then the whole society is destroyed.
Mm.
Same thing has happened with Vishwamitra and Vasishta.
Mm.
Vishwamitra is a Brahman, and Vasishta was a Brahmana, and Vishwamitra was a Kshatriya, Kaushika. So then the fight happened between them. So what do you find deserts in Rajasthan and all? It's all because of the war which happened between them.
Oh.
Destroyed acres and acres of land.
Mm.
That was the power of the missiles which they would use during the time.
Okay.
So Shringi forgot that as a Kshatriya he is supposed to be forgiven by a Brahmana.
Mm.
Because the Brahman's nature is to tolerate and then forgive.
Mm.
So Kali Yuga started when the Brahma Kula got corrupted, when the Brahmanas got corrupted. Sometimes people say that Kali Yuga entered the crown of Parikshit because the crown of Parikshit made of gold. And Kali Yuga was given a place in the gold. But that is a wrong understanding. Parikshit Maharaj is a Bhagavata, Mahabhagavata. How can Kali enter his crown or his head? No. Actually, it enters the head of Shringi. That is the symptom of Kali. The reactive response is a symptom of Kali.
Okay. Okay. So Maharaj, drawing the audience's attention to the translation of Shloka number 35, chapter 18. After the departure of Lord Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead and supreme ruler of everyone, these upstarts have flourished, our protector being gone. Therefore, I myself shall take up this matter and punish them. Just witness my power. The Shringi taking up the role of Krishna, he's saying that now that Krishna has gone, I will only punish these people. So in our lives also, many a times we like to play the role of Krishna, thinking that I will become an instrument to deliver justice or I will punish this person. So how can we not get trapped in such mentality?
Okay, now Krishna has gone, so you take up the study of Bhagavad Gita and preach Krishna consciousness. Krishna did not come to just punish demons, kill the demons. He came to give pleasure to his devotees. So now Krishna came to give pleasure to his devotees. So why don't you do that then? Why are we so selective about only one aspect? So this is called selective, being selective about things. Oh, since your mother is not there, I will beat you. So since my mother is not there, why don't you cook for me? Huh? So that is why nobody should take power or position by self-appointment. You should be authorized for a particular purpose.
Okay.
Authorization should be there. If the authorization is not there, then no way. So you should be authorized to do that. When you're authorized for a particular, then that becomes your seva. Without authorization, being appointed, they should do. There is not seva. So even to correct someone, that should be done in the mood of service.
Okay. Very nice, Maharaj. So Maharaj, moving from scene 2 to scene 3 now. So this news comes to Shamik Rishi. So he is getting to know what has happened. So he's coming out of trance. So moving to 39th verse of this 18th chapter. O Brahmanas, the Rishi who was born in the family of Angira Muni, hearing his son crying, gradually opened his eyes and saw the dead snake around his neck. He threw the dead snake aside and asked his son why he was crying, whether anyone had done him harm. On hearing this, the son explained to him what had happened. 41st verse. The father heard from his son that the king had been cursed, although he should never have been condemned, for he was the best amongst all human beings. The rishi did not congratulate his son, but on the contrary began to repent, saying, Alas, what a great sinful act was performed by my son. He was awarded heavy punishment for an insignificant offense. O my boy, your intelligence is immature, and therefore you have no knowledge that the king who is the best amongst human beings is as good as the personality of Godhead. He is never to be placed on an equal footing with common men. The citizens of the state live in prosperity, being protected by his unsurpassable prowess. My dear boy, the lord who carries the wheel of a chariot is represented by the monarchical regime, and when this regime is abolished, the whole world becomes filled with thieves who then at once vanquish the unprotected subjects like scattered lambs. So, like this, Shamik Rishi continues, he is speaking to his son, and then I'll just skip a few verses and then go to 46th verse. The Emperor Parikshit is a pious king. He is highly celebrated and is a first-class devotee of the personality of Godhead. He is a saint amongst royalty, and he has performed many horse sacrifices. When such a king is tired and fatigued, being stricken with hunger and thirst, he does not at all deserve to be cursed. Then the rishi prayed to the all-pervading personality of Godhead to pardon his immature boy who had no intelligence and who committed the great sin of cursing a person who was completely free from all sins, who was subordinate and who deserved to be protected. So Maharaj, in this scene, the response of Shamik Rishi is so much applaud worthy. He absolutely did not take any offense. So on one hand was his son who was so offended that he cursed the king to die. On the other hand, his own father is so mature, such a great sage, he's taking no offense. So the same incident, two different ways of handling it. So on our front, how can we also develop this kind of spiritual maturity and become unoffendable?
When you say maturity, this maturity is a product of mode of goodness.
Okay.
So, Kalin Sattvaharam Pumsam Karanadhara Ivaranavam. What is the nature of Kali? It actually haram, Sattva haram. It steals goodness in a person. So, when goodness is lost, passion and ignorance take over, then these two are demoniac qualities. Passion and ignorance are demoniac qualities.
Okay.
That is why one has to be situated in mode of goodness. Otherwise, then you become a demon. Demoniac qualities perish. So, what is the thing which is required for you to be situated in goodness? Number one, get up early in the morning.
Okay.
Nobody can develop mode of goodness without getting up early in the morning. For that, they have to sleep early at night. Very unfortunate. This basic minimum principle of human life, human decorum, that is not maintained. People are roaming around the street, talking, gossiping till midnight, 12, 2, 3. And then when do they sleep? When do they wake up? The night is meant to sleep. Those who move around in night is not a misachara. Misa means night, chara means one walks or reactive during night. Sleep during night, get up during day. Once you get up in the morning, what are you supposed to do? Chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Read Bhagavatam. At least something, whole day, some sanity will be there in your life. Otherwise, no sanity. No question of any goodness. When no goodness, everything will be problem. So, maturity means actually goodness.
Okay.
And that goodness, Sattvam Sanjayate Jnanam, that comes by sleeping early, getting up early, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, reading Bhagavatam, and of course, diet. Eat sattvic food. Yeah.
Okay. So Maharaj, here in the 49th verse, I'll read the translation and read Prabhupada's amazing purport. The sage thus regretted the sin committed by his own son. He did not take the insult paid by the king very seriously. So here is Srila Prabhupada's purport. The whole incident is now cleared up. Maharaja Parikshit's garlanding the sage with a dead snake was not at all a very serious offense, but Shringi's cursing the king was a serious offense. So Maharaj here, until now, according to Shringi, he thought what Maharaj Parikshit did, garlanding his father with a dead snake, that was an offense. But now, according to Shamik Rishi, that is not at all an offense, but actually what Shringi did is an offense. So this is such a subjective thing, isn't it, Maharaj? So how do we really understand in the light of scripture what is an offense and what is not an offense?
So to summarize, what is an offense and what is not an offense?
Mm-hmm.
To consider an offense not to be an offense is not an offense. To consider an offense to be an offense is an offense.
I am confused.
Yeah. Somebody has offended you.
Okay.
And you consider it as an offense.
Mm.
That is an offense.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody has offended you, and you don't consider it to be an offense. That is being non-offensive.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
So when you say offense, you always think, oh yeah, he offended me, she offended me. The subject applies to you. How can I be a non-offender? By considering offense to be a non-offense. How will I become an offender? When I consider somebody's offense as a
offense. Okay.
Lord Ramachandra, in his qualities, one of the qualities is apakaranam shatamapi na smarati. Apakaranam means what? Shatamapi. Hundreds and hundreds of apakara, somebody offenses somebody has done unto you. God doesn't remember only. Somebody comes and says, oh, forgive me, Lord, I did offense. Oh, I don't remember. When did you offend me? So that is why Ramachandra doesn't get an opportunity to forgive only. On the other hand, ekena upakarena na vismarati. Somebody does some upakara to one only. Na vismarati. He doesn't ever forget it. And the greatest offense was done by Ravana. Ravana was killed. Mandodari is crying. And now Ram is crying because Mandodari is crying. How much she is crying? She is crying more than Mandodari. Now, if you see somebody suffering, Lord Ramachandra would feel, Visham bhavati dukkitaha. He would always experience dukkha more than the person who is experiencing dukkha. Lord Ramachandra. So, what is an offense? What is not an offense from your perspective is this. From your perspective.
Okay.
What is that? Never ever consider somebody's offense to be an offense. Never ever consider, always consider anybody's offense as not offense. Okay. Now you may say, what I am supposed to do is only consideration.
Yes.
What I am supposed to do so that I don't offend. What am I supposed to do? What am I not supposed to do? Every act of yours should be for the benefit for others. Like the mother would beat the child. Is it an offense? No, she is beating for the benefit of the child. A doctor is cutting the stomach, but is benefit of for the benefit of the patient. So when every activity of yours is given with only one purpose of benefiting others. Like a tree. The tree is taking all the heat and gives shadow. It only knows if somebody comes and cuts the tree, till the tree gives fruits to that person. You may say, why I should do that? Why I should take all the heat and give shadow to somebody? I also want shadow. Okay, somebody puts a pandal on top of the tree. No heat, the tree will dry. So the tree's growth is dependent on it's taking the heat, the wrath of this world. So that's how you take the criticism, you take everything, the heat of this world, and always protect others. Do hita to others. And that is the only way by which you can do activities which are not offensive. What you are not supposed to do? Never consider others' offense to be an offense.
Very insightful, Maharaj. I'm going to write that and put it somewhere where I can see it frequently. Very, very instructive. So, Maharaj, moving to scene number 4 now, we are going to enter into chapter 19, the very last chapter of Canto 1 of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is titled The Appearance of Sukadeva Goswami. So, Sri Shuddha Goswami said, while returning home, the king Maharaj Parikshit felt that the act he had committed against the faultless and powerful brahmana was heinous and uncivilized. Consequently, he was distressed. King Parikshit thought, due to my neglecting the injunctions of the Supreme Lord, I must certainly expect some difficulty to overcome me in the near future. I now desire without reservation that the calamity come now, for in this way I may be freed of the sinful action and not commit such an offense again. I am uncivilized and sinful due to my neglect of Brahminical culture, God consciousness, and cow protection. Therefore, I wish that my kingdom, strength, and riches burn up immediately by the fire of the Brahmana's wrath, so that in the future I may not be guided by such inauspicious attitudes. While the king was thus repenting, he received news of his imminent death, which would be due to the bite of a snake bird occasioned by the curse spoken by the sage's son. The king accepted this as good news, for it would be the cause of his indifference toward worldly things. So, Maharaj, let's just pause here and focus on this scene. So, Maharaj Parikshit's instant regret and remorse, he is burning in the fire of repentance. So, what does this speak of somebody whose consciousness is spiritual, a devotee's conscience, that although we may slip up sometime, we may make some mistake, but immediately we repent for it?
Repentance is also a symptom of mode of goodness.
Okay.
Who doesn't do mistakes? Like one devotee of Saurabh, he always does mistakes. Why is he doing mistakes? Because he's doing something, then only the mistakes happen. The other devotee doesn't do anything only, so no mistakes. When you do, the more you do anything in this world, the more mistakes you do, because you're doing. Somebody who doesn't do anything, what mistake is it? He does the biggest mistake of not doing anything for Krishna. So he's doing the biggest mistake of not doing anything for
Krishna.
On the other hand, there may be a person who is doing many things for Krishna, but doing many mistakes. So no problem, it's better. But the mistake is not in the mistake, but mistake is not repenting for the mistake. And not begging forgiveness for the mistake. And the biggest mistake is not to forgive the person who begged for the mistake.
Wow.
If you don't forgive for a mistake a person has done and he is repenting for it, then Krishna will not spare you. Ramchandra took a vow, I'll kill such a person, and killed Vali because of that.
Okay.
Because he asked Sugriva, did you ask forgiveness? Did you beg forgiveness? Yes, I fell at his feet, tears rolled. I begged Vali, my brother, washed his feet with my tears, but still he wanted to kill me. Then Ram told, don't worry, I'll kill him. Why? Because Shama. You don't forgive, then Krishna will not forgive. How can you expect that you should be forgiven and Krishna should forgive you and somebody should forgive you and you will not forgive? You forgive, you will be forgiven. You protect, you will be protected. You give, you will be given.
Mm. Mm.
The list is endless.
Mm.
You like someone, someone will like you.
Mm.
You criticize someone, you will be criticized. If you glorify someone, you will be glorified.
Mm.
This is nature's law.
Mm. Okay. So Maharaj Parikshit was very much capable. He could have counter-cursed Shringi. He could have retaliated. Why does he not resort to do that?
Who did not retaliate?
Maharaj Parikshit, he could have counter-cursed Shringi. He could have retaliated.
Because he's Parikshit.
Mm-hmm.
He is not Bhakti Padma Swami or somebody, some crook of this world. He is Parikshit. That is why he is glorified. Parikshit Shravane.
Mm. Mm.
We took that opportunity to hear Bhagavatam.
Mm.
So philosophy is not that a tit for tat, eat ka pattar, jawab, eat ka jawab pattar se.
Mm.
Because in certain circumstances, as a Kshatriya one is supposed to do. But here, Parikshit Maharaj totally understood that it is the will of Krishna.
Krishna.
Yes.
Maharaj, so he gives up everything. He immediately renounces. He takes this opportunity to detach himself from all the worldly duties and possessions. And then he retires on the bank of the Ganges. So what is the role of Ganges? Why it is so significant? Is a symbolic meaning. And even at the time of death, we say, give some Ganga water to the person who is leaving the body. So the importance of water of Ganga.
Ganga is Ganga. Vam Gaveti Ganga. Ganga is Dravibhut Krishna. Krishna in the form of liquidated Krishna is Ganga.
Okay.
So, the glories of Ganga are unlimited. We cannot sing the glories of Ganga entire in this session.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially, we should know Ganga is Krishna himself in the form of a liquidated Krishna.
Mm.
So, he is also washing the feet of Krishna and coming.
Mm.
Time of death, if you drink Vishnu Padodaka, then definitely moksha. 100% moksha. That's Ganga's story.
Okay. So when Parikshit retires on the bank of the Ganges and he decides to fast for the next 7 days, how come the who's who of the entire universe, all the celestial celebrities, whether it is Bhishma Pitamaha's departure, they all gather there. And now Parikshit is leaving. How do they get this news that something like this is going to happen and Bhagavatam is going to be spoken, that everybody come to this place?
So, we are talking about rishis.
Yes.
How do ants come to know there is a sweet? I did one research.
Okay.
Because I heard one story that somebody went and told Lakshmi that Narayana eats at the end. After the whole world has eaten, then only he eats.
Okay.
Then she thought, how is it possible? Narayana, she asked, but yes, that is what I do. When I take food, that means everybody has satisfied, then only I take.
Mm.
So what she did was, she put some ants in mandaba, some insects or something. So then she closed the dabba.
Okay.
And fed Narayana.
Mm.
Narayana ate. Then she asked, did everybody in this world eat? And then, yes, I told her, after everybody is satisfied, then only I eat. Then she told, 4 ants are there which has not eaten. I told, see, they also eaten. Then she opened the dabba. And she found there were 2 grains of rice. She was shocked. It was Dabba was empty. Where did it come from? What happened was, when she was closing the Dabba, from her sindoor, 2 pieces of rice were there. That fell down. So arrangements happen by Krishna's mercy, whether it is for food, whether it is for Krishna Katha. So just imagine, for the ant it is the food, but the sadhus, what is the food? Krishna Katha. So they all come because now the nectar is going to flow. Bhagavatam is going to flow from the mouth of Sukadeva Goswami. The sweetness is going to flow. Yes, as I told one story. After hearing that story, I thought, let me see. Other way. I'll keep one piece of small jaggery in one dabba. And see, ants will come over. Tightly closed. I opened, I found 4 ants there. Small 4 ants. Where did it come from? So, it's no possibility of anything entering inside. But actually, the ants were already in the jar. So, every day you keep a piece that ants make a line within 5 minutes. So now the sweetness of Krishna Katha is there. Don't you think the rishis would not?
Yes, very much. Yeah. Beautiful. So Maharaj, all these sages have already gathered, and Maharaj Parikshit is there on this very sacred scene of bank of Ganges. And here comes the 16-year-old transcendental, self-realized soul, Sukadeva Goswami. What an entry. So he comes, externally speaking, he is naked and, he doesn't really care how he is and all that. But when he comes, everybody gets up. So this way of knowing the saintly quality, like the greatness, the value of a saint who is coming. So how do they recognize that? It's not by the external appearance.
Rishaya Vantadrishtaraha. Rishaya are Trikalajñas. They who knew Sukadeva Goswami. And not only just Sukadeva Goswami, he was totally naked, but still his Brahma Tejas was so strong that even what to speak of sages. The young ladies who are washing clothes and taking bath in the pond, they are totally naked. When they saw Sukadeva Goswami, the 16-year-old, he is also totally naked. But they did not feel shy because they knew that this person is Brahmabhuta Prasannatma. He doesn't have any distinction, doesn't know the distinction between male and female, nothing. He's so innocent. Even the simple ladies who were bathing naked, they had the buddhi, they had the intelligence to understand Sukadeva Goswami, because of the presence of Sukadeva Goswami itself gives that buddhi. And what to speak of these sages?
Okay. And what is the qualification of the speaker of Bhagavatam, Maharaj, that in such an august assembly, there is Vyasadeva himself, Narad Muni, Parashara Muni, all the great sages are there, and then they all unanimously agree it is Sukadeva Goswami who should take the position of a speaker, and they offer an elevated seat to him.
So Sukadeva Goswami's qualification, Bhagavatam speaker's qualification are plenty. It is described in the very beginning where the sages of Naimesharanya talk about the glory of Sukadeva Goswami. But when Sukadeva Goswami is speaking Bhagavatam, it is Rasamalayam. Rasika Bhuvi Bhavaka. You should be a Rasika to relish Bhagavatam. That is the topmost quality one should have.
Okay.
Yes.
So what about the listener, Maharaj Parikshit? So the question that he is asking, which is going to serve all of us very well. So he's saying in the 37th verse, 19th chapter, Ataf prachami samsiddhim yoginam paramam gurum purushasyeha yat karyam mriyamanasya sarvatha. You are the spiritual master of great saints and devotees. I am therefore begging you to show the way of perfection for all persons and especially for one who is about to die. And in the next sloka, he says, please let me know what a man should hear, chant, remember, and worship, and also what he should not do. Please explain all this to me. How come this is such a perfect inquiry from Maharaj Parikshit that this question sets the stage for the entire Bhagavatam to be spoken?
Yachrotavyam athojapyam yatkartavyam viprabho vartavyam bhagavan vai guhi tadva viparjayam. So, the four things have to be done by everyone. Somebody hears about someone, somebody glorifies someone, somebody remembers things about someone, and somebody worships him. These four activities are but natural, going to happen. Mremanaya. Now, whole life this person does this thing. Now, with the time of death, what a person is supposed to do with these four things? So, if you have done these things all this life, but now the time of death has come. And now whom should I hear about? Whom should I think about? Whom should I worship? Another question. And especially Mriyamana, who knows that he is about to die. By worshipping whom I'll get benefit even after my death. By hearing about whom I'll get benefit even after my death. By speaking about whom I'll get benefit even after my death. By thinking of whom I'll get benefit even after my death. That is the question by Parikshit.
Brilliant, Maharaj. So, Maharaj, of all the books...
Now, whom I should not hear about, worship, about whom I should not viparayam. There are two questions.
Okay. Were you wanting to say something else, Maharaj?
No.
Okay. So, Maharaj, Vyasa Maharshi is such a genius master storyteller. Of all the books that I have read, this is the best ending ever. The way he ends this canto, I mean, all through we have already heard so many pastimes, prayers, philosophy, and then the actual speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam, of course, Sukadeva Goswami is also speaking, but Sukadeva Goswami, he enters in the very end. When you think it's actually the end, in fact, it is the beginning of the conversation between Sukadeva Goswami and Maharaj Parikshit. So if you can please say something in the glory of Vyasa Maharshi, the way he is such a master storyteller.
It is not just a storyteller. Vyasa himself is Krishna.
Yes.
Okay. Now, definitely, Krishna wants his story to be described in a very unique way, isn't it?
Yes.
Wants to be described in a very unique way. So definitely Vyasa would do that. Because it's Krishna himself. It is not just another story.
Yes.
Whether beginning, middle, or end. Krishna's story itself is sweet. Like, for example, you have a laddu. Now, tell me, what is the beginning, what is the end? It is sweet from all sides. Sometimes you have this sugar candy sweets with different animals. You eat from the tail or a leg or a head. It's made up of sugar. Even if you just take one word of Krishna, which has no head, no tail, but still it will be sweet. Now, within the entire Veda, Adesha, Madhesha, Ante, Sarvatra, Harer, Yete. But the speciality of Kavya is also found in the Bhagavatam. What is the Kavya? To make everything very dramatic, so that you wait for the next scene to come.
Yes, very much, yeah.
That's the essence of it.
I'm definitely very eagerly waiting for the next scene, next canto to begin. So Maharaj, fantastic answers. So if you're ready for the Brahmastra, we'll go ahead and do the Brahmastra, Maharaj.
Yeah.
So Maharaj, since we've come to the end of Canto 1, we are going to have a Srimad Bhagavatam award ceremony. So I'm going to list about a dozen different awards. And you are supposed to give away those awards to only characters within Canto 1 of Srimad Bhagavatam. So you can pick and choose any character you want and you give those awards to them. So the first award we are going to give out, the epitome of tolerance.
Kunti Devi.
Okay, very nice. The most glorious departure.
Bhishma.
Bhishma Pitamaha. Okay. The next one, Supreme Detachment Award.
Parikshit.
Okay. The best spiritual critique.
Krishna himself.
Who did he critique?
Yeah, he had a critical opinion about Arjuna. Hey, why didn't you kill him, Ashwatthama?
Oh, yeah, okay, that's it.
Maybe you had somebody in mind, I don't know.
I thought maybe Vidura or Narada.
Vidura is not a critic.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Narada can be called a critic, but he's not just a critic.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, you are giving the award, so you get to choose whoever you want.
Yeah.
The next one, the Supreme Protector Award.
Supreme Protector, Krishna himself. He protected Parikshit.
Yes. Okay. The Most Eager Listener Award.
Parikshit.
Okay. The Messenger of Doom.
Messenger of?
Doom, bad news, evil news.
Messenger of evil news. Yeah, in this, Arjuna became the messenger of evil news.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Back to Godhead Award.
Back to Godhead. Person who went or who's going to take?
Anything, whatever you want. However you want to interpret it.
Yeah, we take Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira also went back to God in this chapter.
Okay, nice, very nice. The next one is the Unshakable Faith Award.
Unshakable faith. Everybody had faith. All of them had faith.
Award
goes to everyone.
Award goes to everyone, okay.
You should give this award to everyone.
Okay. The Unexpected Mercy Award.
Unexpected mercy. Narada.
Narada. Yeah, for this I was having...
He just came to ask us ashram.
Correct.
Show mercy.
Yes. Yeah, I was also thinking maybe the Hastinapur women also. They also got mercy of Krishna. They were very nice. And the Best Storyteller Award, we were just discussing about that.
Vyasa himself.
Wonderful, Maharaj. Very nice. So thank you for giving out all the awards, and I'm eagerly waiting for Canto 2 to begin. So Maharaj, you're not just informing us, but transforming us with every single episode. And the way you're bringing Bhagavatam to life through your insightful, deep, philosophical, practical answers, it is appealing both to the heart and the intellect. So it is very wholesome. It is like a sumptuous meal. So thank you very much, Maharaj. We are truly blessed to hear from you week after week in this getting the spiritual dose of nourishment from Bhagavatam. So eternally grateful to you. Thank you so much. So Hare Krishna, Maharaj. So Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So here we go. We are quote unquote wrapping up Canto 1 of Srimad Bhagavatam. So 19 chapters, 808 verses. Of course, we have not touched on each and every verse, but I hope you got a glimpse into every single chapter. So it gives you a taste to go explore the chapters even deeper. So we have discussed the pastimes, the prayers, the philosophy, and we have seen the origin of Srimad Bhagavatam, the birth of Maharaj Parikshit, the activities, the greatness of Maharaj Parikshit, and now we saw in the very end the entry, the appearance of the great speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami. So I hope that you are as eager as I am to listen to this most profound story, Srimad Bhagavatam, to unfold in the coming cantos. So let us look forward to the upcoming episodes as well. So please spread the word. Tell everybody that you know that Pariprashna is happening and such insightful discussions are going on. So along with us, let them also join, and may this become a worthwhile journey, a spiritual journey for all of us. So thank you very much. We'll see you in the next episode, Canto 2, Chapter 1 of Canto 2, beginning next week. So until then, as always, stay inquisitive and stay Krishna conscious. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Maharaj.